Okay, back on trail again after a couple of months, and hopefully the last stretch till I get to Leitrim, which is where I plan to finish this section hike, following the footsteps of O'Sullivan Beare and his followers. Jesus Christ, I just have to show you this, hold on. This is what makes walking in Ireland so frustrating. Anyway, yeah, so I parked my car in Beara-Breifne and I walked out of that town, so a little bit further on from where I finished up the last time, but skipping about a 7 kilometre straight road walk, so I don't feel too guilty about that. And now I have to go to Gortine. I've booked into a B&B because it's the middle of January. It's going to be dark at 5 o'clock. And a bit of a mix up with the maps and the signposts, so I'm actually have to walk for longer today than I had planned. Looking at the app, it was giving a much more direct route for the Beara-Breifne Way, but I followed the Beara Way, and so now I'm off on the side road, finding my own way to where I need to go tonight. I think it doesn't really make much of a difference because even the other way doesn't go through anything particularly interesting, so it's just going to be straight road. Hopefully like this, nice and quiet, and I imagine I'll make the B&B at about 5 p.m. So yeah, all going well. I made it to this lovely B&B in Gortine, and tomorrow I'm going to go past Carrickeel Cemetery. I'm staying in a cabin, then around the top of Lough, and then I'll be on the home stretch down towards Leitrim. And I'll be finishing on Sunday the 14th of January, which is the same, allegedly, the same day that the O'Sullivan Beare clan arrived up in Leitrim as well. So it's kind of historically symbolic, and for me it'll be the end of this section hike that I started 2 years ago. And it's kind of bittersweet because when I started, my mum and dad saw me off in Glengarriff, and unfortunately it's only my mum that's going to be able to meet me in Leitrim, so we'll be really sad. No, my dad was really anxious about the whole thing, but I'd say he'd get a kick out of me actually sticking with it and finishing it, so we'll raise a glass to him as well when we get. Well, just set off from a lovely little Gortine little village. We're at a really nice stay in a very, very clean, well appointed bed and breakfast. It's a lovely little town for a stop actually. A little bit off the trail, but you can do it with a bit of a detour, which is what I'm doing now. Sort of a choose your own adventure. So I'll get back to the main trail in a couple of hours, I think. It's gorgeous. Mild day actually. Lovely for walking. It's lovely, rolly, up and downy countryside so far today. A bit more interesting than yesterday. And I've loads of time to enjoy it, so it's good. Doesn't get more Irish than that. I guess these little cheap 15 quid Aldi pack is not really good enough for what I'm doing to it. So we may need to get a needle and thread later. Yeah, I'm so pleased with the route that I took so far anyway. Lovely little boreens like this one. Rolly, but not too steep hills. Really quiet. And just so pleasant. The other option was to just go straight on a bigger road that looked like it was going to be very busy between 9 and 10 in the morning. That's always the busiest time on the country roads. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty happy with my decision today. I've got about another 5 kilometres here until I hook up with the main trail, and then 7 kilometres to the foot of the Brickleave Mountains, which goes past Carrakeel, Stone Age Cemetery and Passage Tombs. So that'll be brilliant. I should be there by afternoon and have plenty of time to explore it. All going well. Talk to you later. Somebody obviously still thinking about little Bernadette bringing up a Christmas tree. And little lovely ornaments and a lovely little basket there. That is really hard to read. Poor family. Poor little Bernadette. Yeah, go on, get off the path now. I don't mean you no harm. You go on off the path now, go on. Shoo. Go on, make a move. It's impossible to do it justice, but give you an impression. There's a big U-shaped valley all the way along here. The stone escarpment on that side. And on this side I'm just coming down from up there, all sheep for company. Picking my way slowly down now, and apparently I have to cross a bit of bog, and then there's a track on the other side. Phew! Luckily Elvis was here to guide me. It is absolutely stunning, but I am really struggling. I can feel the lack of fitness coming up and down that valley. My legs felt really weak, and especially one of my ankles, I don't know why, really sore. Right at the top now, the other side of that valley, and it's mercifully flat with a bit of a track, and I've got about 2 kilometres left, and it's just as well because I don't know how much longer I could go really. Plus it's 3:15 and it'll be dark in an hour and a half, so I want to be at least on the road back to the cabin by then, which I should be, all going well, without too many more little stops, which I have to take just purely because of the fitness. So that's a lesson to me, to take care of it and not just assume everything will be fine when I get there, because it might not be. Anyway, I'm still going out of sheer determination at this stage, but I'm going, and that'll be another day in the bag. 2 more to Leitrim. There's a bench, but it's also 4:45. Now I don't know what to do because I really want to sit on it. Okay, 2 minutes. And the snack bag is pistachios and almonds, biltong, and jellies. So I think I'll have one of each. Right, well, a 3.4 kilometre round trip. Well, there and back. To come and see these lovely ancient monuments with these very modern signs here and 2 more up there. But anyway, you do get rewarded with this view. Which is so much better in real life. But it is, even on camera, I think, showing up how stunning it is up here. So, I hope my legs don't regret my decision tomorrow, but I can always shorten tomorrow or the next day if I'm really feeling bad. These are portal tombs, cairns, and ancient burial grounds of the people who came before the Gaels. 3 of them that I can see. They used to be open that you could go into them, but of course vandalism, so now you can't. But worth the detour, I think. Now I have to get my torch out of my bag to have it ready for the last little stretch down to the cabin. Okay, bye. Right, before I seize up for the night, I want to give a little quick scan of my super cute accommodation for the night. All my junk is on the bed. Another bed for me. I've just had my legs propped up for the last hour. There's a bathroom in there. Teeny tiny little kitchen. I'm going to have my dinner soon. And when I came down from the mountains, it was just getting dark and the lovely lights were twinkling. But I've been absolutely rehydrating because I definitely didn't drink enough water today. So I've had water, cup of soup, tea, herbal tea, and I'm just about to have my dinner, which is some of my own dehydrated dal and some instant curry rice. So cheers everyone. My legs are so sore today. So I'm just here doing little circles. Have them propped up on loads of pillows. Little circles. Every 20 minutes. Try not to let them seize up. Goodbye, little cabin. Thank you. Let's go. This is what's called a soft day. It's not raining, it's just fog. Soft water droplets held in the air. It will get you wet after a while, but it won't be too bad. Well, this is a first. Road safety with Mammy Rambles. Today is almost all on these little back roads. And so I thought I'd show you my little road walking setup. So I have just my high-vis jacket that throws over the back of my bag. Also on that side I have my sit pad because it's reflective, so cars should be able to see it even if it's dark. The other thing I do is, although you may not need the poles for road walking, I always have one in my roadside hand and I just pull it out a bit to make myself bigger. Here comes a tractor. I also don't like to listen to music while I'm on a road, or if I do, I have it turned down really low. I find a podcast will keep you much more tuned into your surroundings. I guess it's the breaks and talking and stuff. So that's my setup. And in Ireland you have to walk facing the oncoming traffic, which means on the right hand side of the road. And one other little tip is, if it's a quiet road with a high camber, just walk in the middle, or your ankles will be absolutely killing you, because the road slopes towards the outside, towards the ditch, and so your right foot is constantly slightly tilted, which causes some issues in the evenings. So I try and stay away from that camber unless there's actually traffic. Top tips, because it's otherwise fairly boring little section today, although it's very pretty. It's all just farmland, and it's still that soft rain, so we're good. Grateful it's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's not too wet. What more could you ask for? So, one of the hardest parts about walking in the rain is finding somewhere to stop. So I'm just under a tree and I happen to be stopping the rain from the right direction, so I've rearranged all my gear and just stopped walking, but nowhere to sit down. But I have 7.7 kilometres to the B&B on the straightest route, so I'm going to take that one instead of following the actual trail again. Take my own route, but I don't. That's a lake out there. Just looks like sky on the screen. Just got chased and barked at by a bloody dog just run onto the road twice at me, and the man who owned him sitting looking at him, and it just drives me mad, the dogs. You just think, if you have a dog you know it's going to run on the road, just close your bloody gate, you know. I don't mind a guard dog, like people need their dogs for work or whatever, but they've no right to be terrorising people on the road, making our lives a misery. Same here, it's the same down at home. Just keep your dogs in. The sun is trying to poke through the clouds. The rain has stopped. I found somewhere to sit for my lunch. An hour left. An hour and 10 minutes left of walking. So all good. I made it to the B&B. My legs are aching, but I made it. You're briefly in it. Setting off on the last day, and it's nice and sunny, but it's cold and icy. So just had a last hug goodbye with my mum. She's going to meet me at the end in Leitrim, and I'm just walking the last 10 kilometres from Knockvicker to Leitrim. The O'Sullivan clan apparently received good hospitality there, so it was nice to have a little stop in that zone. Signs of springtime, eh? No food. I don't have any food for you. So 3 kilometres to Battle Bridge, which is where we cross the Shannon and walk 1 more kilometre into Leitrim. I think my mum is going to meet me somewhere, I'm not sure. So very close to the end of this 500 or so kilometre 2-year-long section hike. And I was feeling really down in the dumps about it yesterday and the day before, but today I feel really good. I think I'm ready to find something new to tackle. I don't know what that will be, but I'm ready for this to be finished now, I think. I've learned a lot about myself over the last 2 years, which maybe I'll do a little video or something about that, or write it in Instagram or something. But yeah, it's definitely given me insight that I didn't have before about myself, so that's always good. And I've obviously seen a lot of the country now, walked with my own 2 feet a good chunk of it, and met some brilliant people along the way. And yeah, so I don't really know what's coming next, but I'm ready for this to be finished, and I should say my poor family are too. So yeah. The River Shannon. Oh, I guess you do. Here we are. Not far now. I think that's my ma coming back to meet me now after parking the car. And we'll walk the last few footsteps together. Arms of the O'Rourke. This tablet was erected in 1952 to mark the remains of Leitrim Castle. Built in 1540 by Brian Balla O'Rourke, it was held by his grandson Donal O'Rourke during the 9 Years' War. The English captain Bostock died in an unsuccessful assault. It was attacked again by Sir Oliver Lambert, English President of Connaught, who took and destroyed it in 1603. Thus it was the last Irish castle to fall before Hugh O'Neill's surrender. He did a good job of destroying it, didn't he? The Arms of O'Sullivan. Here on January 14th, 1603, Brian O'Rourke welcomed Donal O'Sullivan Beare and his followers after their epic march from Glengarriff in 14 days. Though 1,000 started with him, only 35 then remained, of 16 armed men, 18 non-combatants, and 1 woman, the wife of the chief's uncle Dermot O'Sullivan. And it took me 2 years.